Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. How to watch the Steelers on Hard Knocks. In season with the AFC North, EP3 the HBO series airs its third episode on Tuesday, December 16. HBO airs the third episode of this year's special edition of In-Season Hard Knocks on Tuesday, Hard Knocks. In season with the AFC North, featuring the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, and Cleveland Browns. Those Steelers fans who are still recovering from Sunday's loss to the Philadelphia Eagles may want to avert their eyes this week, as Episode 3 will feature all of the action from Week 15. Despite the final result, there were plenty of moments of excitement, including 2 turnovers on defense, but knowing television, moments like the Najee Harris fumble and Mike Tomlin's decision to punt on 4th down are probably far more likely to be emphasized. But hey, at least the Steelers clinched a playoff berth, eh? All 4 teams are back in action this week, too, as the Baltimore Ravens made their way back from a Week 14 bye only to face the New York Giants, a mini-bye in its own. The Cleveland Browns, meanwhile, lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in style, with 3 interceptions from Jameis Winston. The Bengals took on the Tennessee Titans, continuing their excellence on offense under Joe Burrow, paired with a nice showing on defense, forcing 6 total turnovers on the day. Steelers fans will undoubtedly enjoy watching the exchange between T.E. Darnell Washington and Eagles CB Darius Slay, but those looking to avoid those painful memories still have something to watch. Among the most intriguing moments that we may see unveiled in Episode 3? It's gotta be this exchange between Joe Burrow and Bengals HC Zach Taylor, who are still in contention for a wild card spot, mind you. If all of that has sold you on watching, here's a look at how to tune into the Steelers on Episode 3 of Hard Knocks, in season with the AFC North. How to watch Hard Knocks. AFC North start date, Tuesday, December 17. Start time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. TV channel, HBO live stream, Max with an HBO account. If you're not keen on adding yet another account to your long list of logins, Max does offer the ability to add the subscription through your accounts in the Amazon App Store, Apple App Store, Google Play, Roku, Samsung TV, and Verizon Plus Play accounts. Once you have a subscription, you'll be able to watch using the Max app on mobile devices, tablets, desktop, gaming consoles, PS4, PS5, Xbox, or TVs. Click here for more info on the specific devices available for streaming. Steelers looked unprepared for start of brutal stretch. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin watches action during the first half of an NFL football game against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, December 15, 2024, in Philadelphia. From the moment the 2024 NFL schedule came out in May, the Pittsburgh Steelers knew what was coming in December. 11 days. 3 games. 2 of them on the road. All against playoff contenders. There's a reason coach Mike Tomlin runs one of the more physical training camps in the league, to prepare his team for gauntlets such as the one the AFC North leaders currently find themselves in. That's why we tackle in Latrobe every day that we have pads on, the NFL's longest tenured coach said. Maybe, but when the first test arrived on Sunday on the other side of the state in Philadelphia, all that work at St. Vincent College didn't seem to matter. The Eagles spent 3+ hours bending the Steelers to their will in a 27-13 victory, controlling the ball for 40 minutes, including a 21-play clock-draining masterpiece in the fourth quarter that took them from one side of Lincoln Financial Field to the other and sent Pittsburgh back home with plenty to work on and little time to fix it. The Steelers, 10-4, have all of 5 days to recover and reset ahead of a visit to rival Baltimore, where a win would clinch a division title that seemed remote when the season began. Yet for all of Pittsburgh's progress over the past 3+ months, the Eagles laid out a blueprint on how to give the Steelers a taste of their own medicine. Philadelphia controlled the line of scrimmage from start to finish, though the Eagles were also abetted by an opponent who made the kind of mistakes it had largely avoided all season. The Steelers couldn't take full advantage of two early Philadelphia turnovers, punting after the first and settling for a field goal after the second, thanks in part to a personal foul penalty against wide receiver Calvin Austin III for a dust-up in the end zone in which Eagles cornerback Darius Slay wasn't disciplined despite video evidence showing him throwing a punch. The defense spent most of the last 3 quarters on skates, while Philadelphia did whatever it wanted whenever it wanted, helped by missed tackles and missed assignments. Tomlin acknowledged the coaching staff didn't fare much better. Whatever beef, real or imagined, between Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts and wide receiver A.J. Brown vanished amid a series of chunk plays while Brown and Devonta Smith broke wide open. And during a season in which Tomlin has been aggressive at nearly every turn, he became reticent during decisive moments. He bafflingly let more than 20 seconds bleed off the clock late in the first half after T.J. Watt sacked Hurts to force a punt. Tomlin later opted to kick the ball back to Philadelphia with just over 10 minutes left instead of going for it on 4th and 7 at the Pittsburgh 46, and the Steelers down 2 touchdowns. "I'm comfortable with the process that we went through at the time in terms of how we played that situation," he said. It backfired. The Steelers never got the ball back, to remain winless in Philadelphia since 1965. While Tomlin said afterward it was just a loss and cautioned against getting overly dramatic about it, his team also missed an opportunity to prove it was ready to play with the league's elite. Perhaps even worse, no one, save perhaps for Watt, even looked particularly ready for the fight. Bouncing back on short rest to face their biggest rival is a daunting task. If the Steelers want to be considered a legitimate threat in the AFC come mid-January, they better be up to it. What's working? All the turnover drills put together by secondary coach Grady Brown and the rest of the defensive staff. Watt executed another textbook punch-out when he knocked the ball out of Hurts' hands in the first quarter. A forced fumble on a punt a short time later pushed Pittsburgh's turnover total to an NFL best 30 on the season. T.J. Watt shares encouraging injury update after exiting game with non-contact ankle injury. The star Pittsburgh pass rusher had a worrying exit from Sunday's game. Pittsburgh Steelers fans can breathe a sigh of relief as it appears their disappointing loss to in-state rivals Philadelphia Sunday afternoon was not compounded by a serious injury to linebacker T.J. Watt. The star Steelers pass rusher exited the game with just a few minutes remaining after battling with Eagles right tackle Lane Johnson, appearing to sustain an alarming non-contact injury around his ankle. Watt was seen receiving treatment for his lower leg along the sideline and did not return to the game, prompting concerned fans to speculate about a potential metatarsal or Achilles injury. Watt offered some welcomed clarity while speaking with reporters after the game, explaining that he simply rolled his ankle and that his immediate X-rays turned up negative. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin characterized Watt's injury as a low ankle sprain, likely indicating a shorter recovery window. The 30-year-old added that he's unsure about his status for Pittsburgh's key Week 16 matchup against AFC North foes Baltimore on December 21. Despite the loss, results around the NFL confirmed Pittsburgh's place in the playoffs this year, while a victory over Baltimore would clinch the Steelers' first AFC North Division title since 2020. Watt lived in the Eagles' backfield Sunday afternoon, racking up a pair of sacks on back-to-back plays in the second quarter while also securing a tackle for loss. His most impactful moment came just a couple yards past the line of scrimmage, however, hawking down scrambling Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts and jarring the ball free with an expertly timed punch-out to gift his offense possession across midfield. The rest of Pittsburgh's defense couldn't quite muster up Watt's same fortitude, however, as despite missing star running back Saquon Barkley for much of the game, Philadelphia managed to control a near 2-1 edge in time of possession. This included a remarkable 21-play, 10-29 final drive that limited Pittsburgh to just 2 second-half possessions, allowing Philadelphia to cruise to a 27-13 win. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of T.J. Watt? Leave your opinion in the comments.